Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Apollo Justice, Episode 2. How's everybody doing?
No.
You're doing no?
I'm doing no.
Yes.
All right, great.
No.
No.
Yes. Zachy, I went to the room and you see me and Grant.
No.
Yes. We're not even looking, we're looking at each other just saying that.
Two guards having sex.
Two guards. Involuntarily, yes.
Court will now reconvene. As our witness, Miss Olga really recovered.
Yes, Your Honor. She's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
I don't give a shit. she is so implicated in this.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss O'Reilly take the stand.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession.
Does the game know that it's been a week? Because if we were doing this in like normal order, this would be a psychotic thing to say.
I was about to say, like, I was trying to remember, like, okay, what happened? Where are we? Like, oh yeah, that was her. What was she doing?
Back after commercial break.
We're back after commercial break.
Sabi, you here? Sabi, you ready?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
gone forever.
Duh.
Bah.
Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Are you ready for this?
Not.
Oh
my god, she's a pirate! Name's Olga Orly. That's the truth, I'm a pro dealer.
Oh shit!
Dude, that's a sick design. Holy shit.
I love the headband so much.
Oh, is that why she had
Like
a
a
lobster?
lobster.
Because she's like a pirate themed instead of borscht themed?
Borscht themed.
Pirate instead of
She's
board.
borscht coated.
People call me Olga Quickfingers Orly.
How or really? How
Really,
did
yeah.
you lose? Like when you were doing your previous disguise, how could you possibly have hidden like 5 vertebrae? Because you are a full 1.5 feet taller than you were a second ago.
It's because she was
I
crushed
don't-
under the weight of the
She was
lobster.
cowering.
I was gonna say, I don't think you actually need to do the accent for her anymore, Saba.
Oh, okay. She's dropped being Russian. Okay, that's good.
She's no
Makes it
longer
easier.
Russian. She's
Also,
no longer
if
borscht.
you're a dealer, why do you have dice for a hat?
Probably because
She deals with more
does
than
dice
just
games in her
cards.
free time.
But
She
you don't
deals
have
dice.
Do you have a dealer? Do you have a dealer in craps? I guess you do, right?
You probably have like someone overseeing the table, you know?
You definitely have someone overseeing the table. I guess, yeah. I guess I just never thought about it that you would call those people dealers. But anyway.
Oh really?
Want to know something else?
Want to know something else?
Not really Russian. And my last name sounds like, oh, really?
Well, we knew
Well, there you go.
the latter.
There. That's the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
You just lied.
Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. What the fuck is happening?
Fine. I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any
And
further
violating this
fabrications-
oath will label you an
Oh,
oath
really,
breaker.
Silver?
If you fabricate anything else again, I'll do the same warning again.
I'll be a little angrier. Nothing will happen to you if there are no consequences in this court. Except gravity button.
I know that this happens in one of the Edgeworth games, but you straight up fucking shoot like the prosecutor, or I guess the defense attorney, because this is a Ace Attorney game. You should shoot the defense, and the judge is like, no, behave.
Calm down. I will have order in this court.
Fine.
The shot defense is like, can I get a doctor? And the judge is like, hush now, we have a trial to do.
We're busy. Or where do you
Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you were in cahoots with the victim.
Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. Then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
And then
Wow.
kill Wright.
You swapped the cards.
Yeah. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
This is not relevant, Judge. This is not
I'm
relevant to the
thinking,
case anymore.
I'm lore building.
He's putting
A
it together.
7-year legend destroyed by one little card.
What? Now, one question. What is a card? It's like-
That was the plan.
Oh really? Oh really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree. The trap was elegant, yet what happened to that planted card?
Good question.
Phoenix ate it.
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers O'Reilly.
Man, I forgot how sometimes like the phrase, because that sentence makes sense. Reading it does not make sense as you go.
To be to.
You have to be to get out of mine, right? Because in English we would separate those. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, really? The witness would be much cute. Oh, no.
exchange dispensed.
Oh,
We're
Judge,
so
what?
back.
We're so back.
Who wants to be cute?
We're so back at
I'm not
sucks.
cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
Zach is
really funny
evil.
bit, though, I'm not gonna lie.
Olga Aurelia
How?
is attempting to be evil and failing.
How upsetting is it that you can see like the tie around her neck of the bow tie and her collar is like popped, like not covering it. It's upsetting to me, but I don't
I
know
haven't
if
noticed
you
it,
guys
but
care.
now it'll be
I can't. I have to look at her. Yeah, I can't. It's a pain.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
Oh yeah, the bow tie is just on top of her her
It
collar.
looks like her collar is like folded, not popped, but the bow tie is not like in it.
About to
Unless
say,
it's like a really
sucks.
weird collar.
I guess that might just be a thing where it's like she doesn't really care, right? Like that's not why she's there. But at the same time, it is weird that it's not underneath the collar.
It's just upsetting to me.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. What do you mean cheating?
Do you
You're the
remember
one
what
who
Wright
played-
told us last time?
I don't.
It's been a
He
week.
told us that she has a habit of touching the back of her neck whenever she says something suspicious.
Oh, right. The
Oh,
toes.
that's right.
Oh, well, okay, we'll have to see that again. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect, if that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With,
Take it
with
and
witnesses
run.
like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
Now, I
Okay,
will
he just
say,
walks off.
I do think that the concept is cool, but the way they implement it in like lore it was a little upsetting for me to swallow.
You're talking about the mechanic of touching.
Like not even the concept, just the way that the people in lore describe or use it is upsetting to me.
Okay, so when does she do something different?
It's the
she was
second to
touching
last
It
one.
was right there.
This one.
right there.
Okay, because
Yeah,
her
right there.
hand in her like neutral position is up too, so it's just a little like. You searched.
He shoved it up his ace.
What
having a
the
heart
hell?
She's having a heart attack.
Oh
Look at the
god.
paramedics in.
What was that just now? It's something.
I smelled toast.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
Well, you see, I caught her in a lie, so now I have a psychic link to her brain, and I can take her precious childhood memories.
If I smelt it, therefore I dealt it.
No! Nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder?
No need. That's fine.
Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You I told you she's having a heart attack. That's why she's sweating so much.
Oh god.
Me, quick fingered. Okay.
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is that true?
Of course,
Okay.
it's true.
There she
She's
is.
doing it again. Got it.
I did see it. Honest. I saw it when Wright hit him.
you lied.
Okay. Are you telling me now Apollo, instead of like Maya being like the psychic person, Apollo is just gonna have some like spiritual powers? Is that what this is?
I don't know if it's spiritual, but it is something.
Can
you'll
you
see.
say that he's the spirit of justice?
Probably not.
Oh my god, with my own eyes I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
Hey, that's mine.
Tiger.
Give it back.
That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
No.
That's the back
Touching
of
her neck, was it?
I guess.
No! No!
I didn't realize Apollo's eyes are like like a
Ta-ta.
camera that
What
you
the
can zoom in.
fucking? Why are we doing like an alien hominid vision? What the fuck? What? What's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There, that twitch. It's so clear.
You mean
It's like
the
I could
platform that
perceive
was
her habit
streaming?
like I couldn't before.
He activated his Sharon gun.
True.
Oh, R to perceive.
Perceive, Zach.
Perceive her.
You shout, "Gotcha!" That's Apollo's thing. He says, "Gotcha."
Was Phoenix's holder? Is
Wait,
that what that is?
he's not gonna bring up the
He's
idea.
not just gonna say.
He's not just gonna say, "Hey,
This is-
that's your tell,"
This is where I think the game fumbles a bit with it.
because that's not evidence. That's like circumstantial at max.
If the prosecution can pull shit out of their ass, I think it's only fair that we can.
I really think they could have done better on this part, but the concept is cool, I think.
Well, genuinely, I thought that if this is what it is, where it's like, oh, if we notice, we get to bring it up as evidence. Like, that's really strange, because like what I assumed it was going to be last week was just like a thing for the player, where it's like, oh, instead of just having to randomly press statements, now you have an actual indication of which statements deserve to be pressed. This is your version of updating the autopsy report bullshit? Kinda, I guess. It's like, excuse me, Your Honor, her vibes are dog shit. Arrest her.
It's not the worst it could be implemented, but it's definitely not the best.
Miss O'Reilly, perhaps you're unaware of this yourself.
No, unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
Yeah,
He's so smug about it.
tell
Don't
just
scream.
yeah my neck. So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
Adrian's muted.
It's like I'm sorry, Apollo, you took, I don't even know if he took like a class in law, but he sure as hell didn't take one in psychology.
He literally must have
No,
taken
I
one
didn't.
in law. Because like even with like Phoenix not even knowing the name of the person he was defending in Ace Attorney 1, he still did canonically go to law school. So it's like Apollo also had to have gone to law school, but this is still crazy.
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us.
Her habit is scratching her neck
You know
whenever she
another
talks
habit
about
she
the
has?
moment of the crime.
Lying.
Besides that, physical habit.
The camera.
Yes, honestly, it would be great if we could like take her camera and use it as evidence. But this doesn't
And just
seem like a
smash
thing
it
that
over
we
her
would do.
skull.
It'd be great if you take your camera and like pawn it for some pocket change.
Yeah.
Oh my
So what would
There's some
remind her
crack.
most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. Okay? I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable?
I guess.
Inerasable. An inerasable impression on your neck is this.
My badge.
My bad.
The weapon? I mean, the only weapon here is the bottle, right?
Don't overthink it.
That's the only weapon. Adrian told me not to overthink
I mean,
it. So what does that do?
I'm gonna say
Overthink it.
deadly bottle, I guess. It's the only weapon, right? I agree with Saba.
Correct. I said don't overthink it.
Well, Saba said it, and then you said don't overthink it, so I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I meant to say that in a way to affirm Saba.
you made me think, like, what, am I supposed to show her a picture of the poker hand? Like,
Show her a picture of her own profile.
Well, you overthinked it. That's
you're
why.
right, but you said... Anyway, whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon?
Well, because they touch the neck of the bottle. Like, what are we talking about
I
here?
don't
okay?
know. I'm getting lost a little
Exclamation
bit.
mark. Yeah.
But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he going on about now?
Oh my God, she's wearing a wig.
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits? They're completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself.
Do you have
Please.
a second face?
Using psychology
You guys
in the middle
have
of
to
a
be on
freaking-
my
It is not
side.
psychology, by the
case.
way. I want to reiterate this. This is like the idea of like visual tics and whatnot does not correlate to literally anything in real life. Well, I guess in fiction it could. We literally had fucking psyche locks in the last trilogy, but like in real
guys-
life, the idea of like someone having like a nervous tic kind of works, but it doesn't implicate anything. This is
You
It's
guys
not
have to be
actually,
on my
like,
side on this
legitimate
one. This is
evidence.
completely
Yeah.
insane. I can't believe I'm the voice of reason here.
it says Winston Payne. Anyway.
This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Ugh.
Pulls out baseball bat.
All right. Pulls out an electric breaker. Anyway, Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
What?
Niet. I am nothing. I thought she threw her coat. When did she get it back?
We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify. Please, now.
So,
Not Russian.
I do think that it would have been.
Fine.
I feel like it would have been.
if.
Sorry, please continue.
I think it would have been a lot better if they didn't, if Apollo didn't like outwardly say all that and just came to that conclusion without having to do all that.
Like, because
And then
Phoenix,
just said, "Can you
Phoenix
describe
has
a woman
so
with
many
murder?"
internal monologues in the original trilogy where he's clearly pulling stuff out of his ass, but vocally it sounds like he's having a brilliant like a moment of genius, right? Well, I mean, obviously visually he looks like a dumbass, but sometimes he'll just say things and it's like, wow, I can't believe that worked. The idea that Apollo just stopped the proceedings of court to be like, excuse you, your vibe is off, and here's why. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't
Like-
say it to his, like, I don't remember what the guy's name is. But, like, I don't know why he didn't talk to him. Yeah, and then to kind of just be like, yo, her vibe is off. And he's like, what do you mean? And then they have, like, a 2-second, like, talk, and he's like,
You definitely...
go bring it
you
up.
definitely could have done this exact scene, but it was just a very brief private conversation with Kristoff, and then the rest was internal monologue. Because just being like, excuse me, and you present the bottle and she touches her neck again, that would be like there you go. Because also, by the way, I don't know if anyone knows this, but in real life, once again, like physical tells don't actually like mean anything. But as soon as you acknowledge them, the person will consciously stop doing them.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Like
It's
this
another
happens.
stupid thing, yeah.
This happens more than once, and every single time it's like, Apollo, just shut your mouth and think that instead of saying it. just think it before you speak, please.
Yeah, or once again, just tell it to your, like, partner. Like, why would you just tell it to the witness?
So now I press this because I know that she's lying?
You don't have to. You can skip to presenting something that contradicts the new statement.
There's a new statement?
That one.
He's the one who did it.
Oh, didn't he
I didn't
Didn't he
let him
do-
out of my... Once again, another really weird sentence. I didn't let him out of my sight. Not that it's actually weird. Like, the reading it is weird.
When you're actually reading and saying it.
Yeah, it's just...
I feel
I
like
better not
wouldn't I be
confuse Zach
able? I feel like
momentarily.
wouldn't I be able to present the phone? Because Phoenix went up to the first floor by himself, right? Or at least that's what
Correct.
Phoenix said. But
Yeah, so if that's the case, yeah. Unless she followed him, but...
Music stop.
Miss O'Reilly,
said that.
we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant.
It's a secret
And we
phone
know
that's on
that the
camera.
defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
I'm glad the food
Was
finally
that
made its way
the-
down. I'm
was
glad,
that
I'm
her
glad the
breakdown
anti-gravity
animation?
button finally
It came
stopped.
in.
Was that her breakdown animation?
Basically.
Really? Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine.
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it at that night wasn't the defendant.
It was me.
Oh, we're back to this.
Animation cutscene.
No. Yes.
It's a spider. No!
It was
Chords.
Spider-Man.
Showdown.
Oh, that's why Phoenix
Raw.
like got out of law because he became Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You lose.
Oh!
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from right next to right, and he hit me. How?
Oh, because he was like, you fucked it up.
Yeah.
Did she kill him then as like
Retaliation.
I don't know who said that.
Self-defense.
I guess that would have been Shady Smith.
When I came to, the victim was already. Oh, that's the judge.
Well, the victim was already dead. Is that it?
That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
That doesn't exonerate you.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You don't understand. I lied because I didn't want to be caught for the crime.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the judge is like,
super.
makes sense.
I mean, makes sense, but also super not innocent.
I mean, everyone does it. Well,
In this game, yeah.
where does this leave us?
So no one saw
Madness.
Phoenix.
This is
Wright.
madness. This is
Dreaming.
no.
It must be was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all this.
It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame them.
This must be game 2 where I get amnesia, and it's Winston Payne, Jack Attorney.
Jack Attorney.
Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir?
I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a fat liar and a whiny baby bitch.
What?
And a big doo-doo stinky pants who pooped herself.
Yeah. 3 were in that room the night of the murder: the defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foil: the witness got into an argument with her client, Mrs. Smith. And the denouement of that argument was murder.
Denouement. It's French,
I'd like
so
to
you
think
know that
that,
80% of the 80% of the letters don't mean anything.
What? I didn't. I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
I
killed them.
It turns out I was disguised as Olga O'Reilly this whole time.
I'm not Phoenix, I'm Shady Smith, disguised as Phoenix.
He pulls and then he unzips the suit one last time and he's a gorilla. What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright!
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you. Oh, it's not like you, Christoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Even
Right.
more people.
Right. It turns out there was actually 17 people in the room.
It was the entire jury.
The entire jury was in the room. This one was disguised as a lamp. That one was disguised as a shelf. This one was the fifth ace.
I want to
Oh.
point out that it seems like Godot rubbed off on Wright there when he was waxing poetic for no reason.
Yes.
Some little spiders and webs and like the deceivers and lying are tangled up in their banana peel.
Coffee slides in.
Right. Like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. Single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards being used. A 4th person.
This theory again. This game theory of yours. Your 4th person doesn't exist.
Rest in peace, Matt. Indeed. That's
is
why.
dead.
Hopefully. That's.
That killed him.
Whoa.
I finally got my wish.
I got that son of a bitch.
I finally got him. I've been Wile E. Coyote this whole time.
I got him. I mantled his head on
I
my
mantled his
fireplace.
30-story house finally, dodged all of his traps, and thumped him in the forehead hard enough to kill him.
Matt Pat runs into a tunnel.
With a
Zach
bottle.
tries to follow but slams into the wall.
I go to saw the edge of a cliff off so Matt Pat falls to his death, but then the mountain falls and the cliff stays there, and I'm like, it's a different character, but you get the idea. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception, the perfect place to catch the real criminal.
The real criminal.
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
Oh, now what?
What are you on about?
I love
you
the
can't
idea.
just keep saying nonsense.
I love the idea that somehow within the last 7 years, Phoenix isn't just like a great defendant and attorney anymore. Now he's like a god of justice. He's like, yes, it was obvious to me from minute one, but I want you to figure it out to waste your time. It's like,
Just keep saying nonsense.
This is all just him getting back at the court.
yeah, you made me suffer for I think like 2 years.
Yeah, probably.
I think the trilogy took place within 2 years.
For a period of time.
Definitely a comparatively short period of time for how much fucking happened. Apollo,
Yeah.
perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error.
They were
He or she wasn't
colorblind.
considering the color of the backs of the cards. Right. But how would
They were a
such an obvious
child.
mistake occur?
They
The
were
cards
blind.
used for that game were red.
They were blind.
Yet,
Even more impressive.
There is one person here in court who thought those cards were blue. Wait. Didn't fucking Gavin say that it was like a sea of blue because
Was
all the blue
Gavin?
cards were on the? Are you
Oh
saying that Gavin, that Christoph Gavin is the fucking murderer?
Our fucking mentor killed him?
It's been 2 seconds. I
Okay,
have no
so instead of
investment
our
in the
mentor
guy.
dying this time, our mentor this time is out killing people.
Our mentor is actually the killer.
What the fuck?
I told you this case gets crazy.
Oh, god damn
Holy
it.
shit.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Mikey reminded me
Oh my
I'm under the
gosh.
wrong game
Silver,
tag.
did I say that last week? I don't actually remember.
Oh,
I feel
that's
like
it.
someone commented that
Zach said
Gavin
that
did
either
it.
he's gonna die or he's the criminal.
you did Silver Rune. Perfect. Nice.
There we go.
Remember how I said that this
God.
game,
God.
this game doesn't have the
Silver Rune.
complexity of a case 4, but it does have the vibe of a case 4.
It's crazy
Yeah, that's
that
for
case
sure.
1 is, hey, you know, that, like, because I don't know. I thought Gavin was like, okay. Anyway, yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me.
That's fantastic.
Who is
Or was
the
it?
fourth person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Dude,
Holy
you can't fucking do this. I'm gonna present.
It starts you right on him, dude.
I love
can
the
come
I
out.
love the poetic notion of like, who was it? And then like imagining we didn't figure it out and it just pops up and it's like, wait a minute. Was it Chris? Didn't he
Was it
say?
actually?
Because he also was waxing poetic about a sea of like a sea of blue wreathed in flame, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, nerd? As I expected.
Holy shit.
Apollo Justice vibe checker. Dude, where'd you get
That's
that?
pretty funny.
Oh, that's
Silverune did
Silverune.
that.
Silverune, that's awesome.
Apollo Justice Squint Attorney.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are sharp as your hair.
So good.
I was right. Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is in black and white because this game takes place in 1952.
Have color.
We have a Nokia cell phone.
No.
It only produces black and white.
Prove it.
pictures.
What do you, Saba? Saba, you gotta work with me.
Yeah, from 1952.
It's like here is my fully functional laser blaster, but all photos are still in black and white. We have to use flash powder. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like Street Fighter logic. The timeline doesn't make sense.
And it doesn't need to, but that's really funny. You can't tell which of the cards are blue and which on the ones on the floor or the table. But look, you can see the colors in this photo because of the deck.
The deck.
The deck. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It's true.
Oh, shit. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it
Can't
was only
believe
that, a game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A what now?
Aha!
Did Kristoff feel inferior to Phoenix? Is that what this is about?
Holy shit! That would be odd. Wait, but that doesn't mean the problem with this, like, this twist is crazy because we know what the implications of this character would have been otherwise. But I don't fucking care about Gavin. like, who gives a shit about Kristoff?
Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Well, Kristoff, are we gonna see his second face finally?
I'd like to imagine he just lowers down, just like below the screen, just like trying to get away.
Once again, you know the old adage, don't trust people with glasses.
He just physically shrinks.
Looking
Like
at
they
Zach.
control T and just
Looking at Adrian.
stretch him down.
Looking at Adrian. Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter?
No, nothing, excuse me. It was just so sudden.
I zoned out.
Right.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, where am I? You're seriously accusing me, are you?
Oh, Kristoff. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
Am I relevant? The defendant accusing Zach Spencer. Do I need to be here?
Can I leave?
I assure you, I'm
guys
quite
validate.
sane.
But what am I here for? You seem to have this all covered yourself.
Well, it's for official purposes. Don't worry about it. I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
But Mr. Gavin and the victim never even met.
Well, what if they have?
You said,
Wow.
Gavin, who hired Smith, and
Are
then
you
when he
telling me
failed,
there's information
Gavin-
we
Oh
don't
my
know?
god, because of
That's what this is?
Sava's thing of Gavin being so fucking jealous of Phoenix, he's like, dude, he was undefeated as an attorney, kinda ignoring the last case of game 2, and then he was undefeated in poker. I'm gonna hire you, cheat your ass off, whoop his ass, and then you fucking failed? Donk. He fucking beat you.
killing you.
Are you telling me there's information that I, Winston Payne, don't know about this case? That's
How-
cheating! You can't hold that from the prosecutor! You can do the defense attorney, sure.
How are
Not
we
me.
this deep in case 1? I don't know. I'm not gonna lie though. This is like, I don't know. I find this well written so far. Like none of this, like this seems like wild, but definitely not too many leaps in logic. Like I'm genuinely surprised that the worst part of case 1 so far is just the fact that Apollo decided to vocalize his vibes. You know, everything else has been pretty
It's
good.
true. I will say
mean,
though,
it's-
it's same with like the previous game, right? Where our our colleague died, right? It feels like case 1 is usually pretty like something.
That was
bonkers
case 2 in
happened.
game 1.
That was case 2, yeah. Case 1 was
Case one,
Larry.
Oh, it was
case
just
one
the-
was the
Larry
thing with the
Butts.
clock
Ah.
and that's why I
Case
say
two
that's why I
wasn't
say I
talking
find
about
this weird because like we don't have any connection to Gavin. Like they keep telling us that there's like history there, but we don't have any connection to Gavin yet. So the idea that they're already subverting an expectation that we didn't have is like okay, I guess.
I mean, we know the basic expectation. Like, he's our mentor and probably a good guy
He's our
because
buddy.
of that.
Right, but
Yeah,
we don't.
association,
But you get what I mean when I say like show don't tell, right?
Right.
They may have
Yes.
met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this that truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well,
Oh,
only
and
one
that's why
thing
he
to
had
do.
to because Gavin was like there the whole time, right?
Oh, You.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Because he technically supersedes us.
Yes. Oh,
Oh
fuck.
my god, that's so
He
cool.
is our boss.
Oh my god, do we have to be like, Pain!
Pain!
Be a good guy for like 2 seconds!
Don't look at me! I'm trying to find my lost thing! It fell out. I was in the recess lobby.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before that game of poker be related?
I mean, that's obviously
He was
wrong.
fired.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly.
I do assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this. He's the defense, not you.
That's true. Okay.
Oh, he screwed up.
Oh!
Mr. Justice.
Oh my god, and that's why Phoenix specifically requested his protege instead of Gavin himself.
Because he knew that Gavin would be there as consul.
Oh.
The matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh. Okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
No.
No need.
No
Let's
need.
just
No,
go
there's no the entire game.
Just
No, the entire game.
I hate when they do that. When it's like, because it's like when there's the question where it's like 3 possibilities and it's like all of them could make sense. That's fine. But the ones where it's like, hey, do you want to proceed or not? It's like, no, you're right. I bought this game for like $45 and I'm done.
It's over.
It's over. We're finished.
This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
It too, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
One would even say Justin.
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
If you present new evidence for this testimony, I'm going to piss myself.
Well,
Pisses him
besides the
off.
fact that like the room has like an extra space, which you already kind of mentioned, but we didn't actually see where it was. I would be fine with that.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. What?
One guy sitting at the piano, the other guy at the table. True. This is how we eat dinner here.
We sat
Dude,
at
his
the
hand is
table in this
huge. Look at those
in this-
knuckles.
That's his
Yeah.
Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the witness. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left the.
I simply walked out of there.
I'm about to say, he just walked away?
Alright, anyways. Sounds like not my fucking problem, anyways.
When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Okay, I'm gonna press that, obviously.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder?
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder.
You would know this! You would have phone records!
No, look at that piece of crap phone.
1952?
It was impossible to get anything out of it.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. You see. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him.
You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Pro bono.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice,
Sir,
he's lying, and you're going to expose him.
or you're fired.
Or I'll kill you like I killed Shady Smith.
I was about to say, or I'll make this a kill streak.
Yeah, I'm about to get the UAV combo.
Wait, Grant, that means he killed a third person at some point.
Kill the fourth person.
UAV is 3, isn't it?
I thought it was 4. I don't
No,
know.
I always remembered it being 3 because then it gives
I'm
you the
going to
radar
get the
that you need
nuke
to
off
get
everyone
your
in this
fifth,
courtroom.
which is the
I'm going
dogs.
to get the Moab.
I'm going for the Moab, Apollo. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Isn't this your first? Oh, I guess,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
get
the
to have a
statement still
trial
makes
where
sense.
it's just some telemarketer that killed a guy, or killed a girl, and then there's some fumbling guy with a butt last name.
But last
With a
name.
butt last name.
Okay.
I don't know half of this. I guess we can't just
Well,
do
the thing
half
that
of this.
why
Didn't you talk about this earlier?
the thing that I want to know. No, I guess we know why. And we saw we saw this photo.
Of
Yeah.
him as the Avatar. True.
That's right.
If Smith was uncontrollable, how did you leave?
He was just frothing at the mouth, having a seizure, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
uncontrollable.
I thought
He's-
controllable
he's
means
not
like, you know.
He was
You gotta press
uncontrollable. Couldn't control his bowels. He shit himself.
Came a little bit.
Kill a little bit.
A little. Thankfully, his pants are white, so you know.
As a treat.
I believe I did say that.
What now?
Will you,
What now happened? What now?
Oh, Mr. Wright, what are you hiding this time? That I don't even get like more info.
That's it.
That's for case 4 of this game.
Wait, can you go back
Obviously.
Tell
Yeah.
tell me which statement number of 6.
one? I think 3. Wait.
Okay. This is what
I
Olga
mean, does it
said.
matter that he calls her the waitress, even though, like, I guess we.
I mean, personally, I would say
but-
no, but I mean, it is the dealer.
Also, how did Phoenix find out the card?
Find out the card.
Yeah, because he foiled the plan, right?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Let's press. On
Yeah,
this.
how did the trap fail? Really elegant plan, blah blah blah. It was a trap, plant
I
card.
can't get
I'm not-
over how cool of a design that is.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna show us the FMV again of like the sepia tone, like lamp swing cutscene again.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know why. I feel like this game loves repeating cutscenes.
They got to use the
Yeah.
assets that they have.
It had the
Worked hard.
technology to have them in the game in the first place. So
They worked hard. They're like, check this shit out again.
yeah.
A quirk of fate. Okay.
5 of hearts.
That doesn't make any. What? Wouldn't it be?
Would that have helped him?
Didn't she say to put in the ace?
Oh, it's implied he like swapped it. Okay, right? For an ace.
I think so.
Maybe I don't.
get a
I guess
don't
I don't know.
know.
I guess we can keep going, but I don't get how a 5 of hearts. So it disposes the
What,
card
before the game? I thought it was during the game.
Wait.
That's what she did.
He said
They
something.
he
He said.
disposed of it.
He said
Do you want to
something.
go? Do you want to look at the other picture to see if there's any 5 of hearts on the ground?
I don't. I mean, I don't know if that's it. I don't really know if that, because you can't even tell what's a heart, right?
I think that's a 5.
This is a 5.
There's
Well,
definitely
five
a
of
5
what?
of dots on the ground.
Yeah, 5 of
5 of dots. I
5
agree.
of question mark.
Nuts.
Exposed where?
In
Exposed
In
himself.
the bottle?
the card?
Are you sure it was grape juice and not wine?
You see
You
a
look, and
card?
there's a card in there now.
How dare they? If they actually did that, wow.
No,
You have to peel back the label, Zach.
You gotta
But I-
sip it.
But I can't peel the label. It's not like an option.
Have some sip.
A little sippy.
Put some rubbing alcohol on it. He actually just painted it over the logo. It's actually the card itself.
Dun dun dun.
No.
Does it go well with borscht?
That's empty.
It's just it is a separate element. It's not just like a texture on the bottle. I mean, I don't know. Okay.
He slipped it behind the label.
I mean, I guess that I don't know. Whatever.
We would have
Let's
seen
keep-
it. We would have seen it from the other side.
Is this still cross examination? Do I have to read this?
I don't know. I mean, you're still in cross examination technically. It's just a
Yeah.
big expansion of the cross examination.
Okay, so I guess we should have. Well, hold on. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
Well, you can't just say that.
A battle between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds
The
like
shovey and the
terrific
shover.
drama.
Oh, the picture.
A card inside the murder weapon. That's strange.
That's strange, because this
Did the
doesn't
police
have a
miss it
card
on their
in it.
investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
Let me go
Just
back to
did.
that scene right now.
The poker head of courtroom number
Yeah,
3.
now the card's in there.
So you can't see this inside this bottle. So it's like a.
But then this one we can see inside, and there is definitely nothing in here.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get out and do another dialogue and check it a third time, it'll be there.
Adrian, don't tempt me.
Is it back and forth?
Please revise your testimony with this new information.
Now I can present the empty bottle.
Hit him with the.
Get up with it. And then he'll be like, "This isn't the murder weapon.
Correct.
That's why."
Mr. Wright, if I may.
The wrong bottle.
Yes. I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself?
Nice.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh?
Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Now he's getting like bitter.
Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor.
He's so fucking petty.
Star, I was looking at something.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either.
Our Winston Payne investigations and Winston Payne investigations too. We looked inside the bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on?
What's going
Is
on?
Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear?
In any case, please continue the cross-examination.
I mean,
I don't know. Is the opacity of the bottle in the photo actually the thing? Is that actually what it is?
no, I think it's entirely
I'll tell you
possible that it's
you're
just a
done with the
different
for
bottle.
now.
Right?
Okay, that's good.
We're hanging up the bottle. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO.
Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore?
There you go. He's jealous. He wants
That's
to take
muted.
Phoenix out.
On stream, though. Discord decided to fuck me a little bit, but it's okay. We're fine. All right.
Dick sword.
Discord. I can press this.
Hopefully, Phoenix himself doesn't have his own a tell too. That'd be crazy.
Unless.
And then he gave us that information. He does it himself. Maybe that's why his hands are in his pocket.
It might be when he looks off to the side as well.
His tell is just like playing with his hands.
His tell is when he opens his
Take
his
your
other
hands
locker
out of your
looks at
pocket.
Edgeworth.
Oh,
He has a fold-out picture of Edgeworth in his wallet.
So, I mean, he does this animation 3 times in a row. So if that is a thing, it's not these. But then these 3 all have different animations. This one,
I mean,
I don't know.
I will say he is a legendary bluffer, so I don't know if his tell is that obvious or if he uses it very often at all.
That's what I'm saying. It's his hands in his pockets. That's why. And, like,
He's bluffing when his hands are in his pockets.
Glad to hear you intended to pay.
damn.
Christoph is so fucking pissed right now.
He's so
Little.
salty.
Well, what about this? Little did you know, Kristoff has his hands behind his back, and that's where he has the card. And that's where
his
he's been holding
tell.
it this entire time.
The judge's tell is having a beard. Would you like a little hinty, Zach?
I mean, I guess so.
Well, you see, he couldn't
It's
tell the
time to
color
present.
because he's actually
It's time to
really
present.
blind, and that's
It's
why
time to
Gavin
present.
wears glasses.
You have to catch him on a similar thing that you've caught someone else before.
Can you remind me if it was
Reason
something I
for
caught?
jerking
Did I
off.
catch them last week or was it this week?
Last week.
Oh, I don't know if I remember.
You caught them last week, Zach.
I don't remember.
You must.
Uh,
you must
Do you want to
remember.
know? Do you want to know the evidence or the statement that you have to present?
I think I'd be happier with the statement, but give me 1 second, because
Okay. Okay.
Does
I
2
guess the-
a.m. count as evening?
well,
In this
they
world?
could have eaten in the evening and then played the card game for a really long time. That seems kind of nuts.
It's true.
We sat at a table. Liar, you were sitting at the piano.
That's true. I mean, I could present the time of death here, but I don't really know if
I don't
that's what
think
they're
so.
going
I feel like
for.
there's something more obvious.
Yeah. Because a single blow to the forehead kind of makes sense for the bleeding, right? Because they didn't say it was
Can
internal.
you go?
They didn't say it was
to
internal
the part where
hemorrhaging.
he heard he got hit, where Justice, the Phoenix heard. Okay, keep going.
One of them.
Keep going. Yeah, so he did say forehead. That's good.
Why not? And not
Very
five.
exact. Yeah, no, I thought for a second I was like, did he say the back of his head? I don't remember.
Made another phone call.
Well, he
Gavin. Yeah.
yeah. All right, I guess I'm gonna, just for the sake of expediting this a little bit, Adrian, I'll ask which statement we're supposed to make a presentation on.
You must present on statement 5.
Why?
It turned he was
This
dead.
one.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
I mean, is it really
the
the
autopsy report? Single blow to the forehead. Cerebral
Because it's
hemorrhaging.
blunt force trauma,
And he
but
said a cut.
I don't know, does blunt trauma not equal cut?
like you can like if that is the thing, you can cut somebody with a hammer, like with the flat part of a hammer. It just also
Cut someone with your elbow.
yeah, you know what I
Where?
mean? Like the
Can I see the
the.
other?
But then again, it could be like okay, this up here. Can you guys see my mouse?
No.
You cannot. So clearly his forehead's bloody, right? And then there's something above it. Is that blood or is that hair? Remind me.
Clearly, he's the avatar.
I think that's. I think
it,
it's blood
But if it's
from
blood,
him leaning back.
but it, okay. So someone
it's him leaning back.
someone
Probably more
doinked him on the
severe.
head, and then that force like knocked him backwards, I guess.
He fell back, and so his head's at that angle that it would run.
In this
down the
case,
back
why
of his
wouldn't the
head.
bottle have blood on it?
Well, wasn't this the picture
Why
that they
wouldn't-
took afterwards and the hat was on?
They put his hat back on. They had to be respectful.
I guess I could say that, right? I could present crime photo 1 because this was after the police
Yeah,
arrived.
how did he know?
How did he know that
Barely
the thing was bleeding? Because who took this one again? Do we remember?
It says
Hat
hat
removed
removed
during
during
investigation.
investigation.
You could also, I think you could like present this one. Yeah.
So I'm gonna present this one, I think, because this was the initial thing, and like if this is how he quote unquote died, then how would Phoenix have known? So I'm gonna present this. Can I get a thumbs up for
Probably
Adrian?
Correct.
Yay! All
Do
right.
it.
That one, I'm okay with that one. It's a little weird, but I like that one.
I thought you already caught someone with like, how did you know it was bald or something similar?
We did because when
We
you
talked
said
about
like
it.
you caught someone with something similar, the thing that immediately popped into my mind was what's her face getting the method of death wrong or whatever, because she said he got hit in the back of the head. So that's what I
Right,
thought you
right.
meant. So that's why I went to the autopsy report. But anyway, Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene.
But this photo.
Take a look at this graph. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point.
Nice. We got him, ladies and
Justice.
gentlemen.
Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the...
Okay.
Why did you just implicate
Good
yourself?
to
Like, okay,
know.
first off, even if you're trying to catch Gavin because he's been trying to, like, sabotage you for years or whatever, you just outwardly admitted to tampering with evidence.
Yeah, but that's okay.
This is Ace Attorney, after all.
There's
Yeah.
more to the story after all, yeah.
You put the hat on the dead man's head?
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum, Judge.
Yo ho ho and a
After
bottle
calling
of
the police when I
No,
returned to
yo
the
ho
scene.
ho and a bottle of grape juice, okay? Calm down.
Oh,
that's
right,
true.
sorry. Yo
Family
ho ho
friendly,
and a
guys.
bottle of, I think isn't it date juice? What is rum made out of again?
Fucking, I don't know.
But it was like, it's not made out of. Hold on. Now I need to
It's
know. Just to
made.
remind me.
It's made out of severed pirate hands that they replaced with hooks.
Ew, gross. After
Yeah, it's just
calling
from
the-
sugarcane. Yeah, sugarcane and sugarcane molasses. Yeah.
Okay, that makes
That's what I
sense
thought.
given the Caribbean like situations.
Bottle
That's
of
fair.
candy.
After calling the
Bottle of
police when I
sugar.
returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And
Just like your head, Judge.
I picked his hat up off the ground and put it on his head.
Why the hell did you do that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touch at the crime scene.
It was
So, Miss O'Reilly didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head?
his baldness.
I think not. She was out cold. I believe
no
I was the
head?
only one who witnessed his head.
Ah, here we go
Head
again.
witness.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin,
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Oh.
Ouch.
God,
Ouch.
how funny would it be if it was actually evidence tampering, like in the fucking Miles Edgeworth game? Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here.
He just omitted stuff.
I just omitted a lot of stuff, which, according to the court, is not a lie. Being mistaken and omission are not lies. Duh.
Yeah,
Ah.
obviously.
When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Out of
reason?
respect.
That reason is right here. Your cell phone?
My badge.
That night. Recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation.
What's this?
What's this?
God, could
What's
you
this?
imagine something nuts where it's like he sees the dead guy, calls Gavin, and then snaps his finger super loud so that way you can hear it on the recording? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Or he just goes, "Objection!" and you hear it in the recording. Now that we're all here, I see no reason I shouldn't play it back for the court. This is, by the way, not allowed to do this. Again.
Throw it back for the court.
Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that.
That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good?
How would he know any of this?
He turned out to
By the
be
way-
dead. Who?
Him saying, like, Gavin being like, "Oh, your game didn't go so well." He left.
He
Yeah,
left.
he left 5 minutes.
He left. Well, he left before the game
Before-
started. We can assume that the
Because
game
they had
was.
dinner first.
Well, we can assume that the game, like the events occurring with the death and stuff like that, we can assume that was within an hour of Kristoff leaving. And I guess hypothetically, you could just assume that he's like, "Oh, game not going well," because you're calling him while the game is supposed to be going on. You know, like.
Perhaps.
But I do agree that it is weird. Like, how would you know that the game didn't go well? You could have also just fucking whooped his ass with like 3
Well,
royal
his like
flushes in a
previous
row.
statement, right? Like, if you go back to what is it?
We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
He turned out to be good, right? Because like he's like, "Oh, so he bested you."
He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard.
You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate?
What?
I think it's supposed to be plate.
I thought it maybe played too. Pate?
Can someone look that
Is
up?
that like a
Pate is
another word
pate is an
for?
old way of saying someone's head.
Okay.
What?
China
Okay, well,
Pate.
It wasn't you, was it?
why would I be calling you about this if it was me?
Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. So, bone
Okay,
china
so he's
plate?
confused.
So
it
it
was
was
plate. There was
no, but okay, and not plate, but pate. Okay,
Oh, okay, good.
a kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead.
Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club? Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see his bone china plate? Or pate? That's a good question, actually, because we see that while they were talking, like, as Gavin was leaving, he was wearing the hat, and then he put the hat back on afterwards. Okay, I guess that's...
He was in the room.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to this crime scene, and when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head?
So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on.
Your point, Mr. Gavin.
It's
Trial
come
is
down
this,
to
I'm not gonna lie.
Has it Phoenix, right?
Phoenix is now questioning his own.
He's just being an attorney.
Order! I will
Yes.
have order! Mr. Payne, why are you still here?
I mean, really, honestly, like,
Can I?
Phoenix be
Can I
here?
go?
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
I mean, my thing ran out of battery a while ago during the recess, so I mean, as a prosecutor, I guess. I like doing my job
Very
around
well.
it, to be honest.
We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day.
It's out of batteries and out of charge. It's kind of just like a single bead up there.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber.
And I'm watching.
From the closet.
Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? I don't know who this is.
Question mark.
Oh,
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, isn't this his daughter?
Oh shit!
Because she's wearing like a silly top hat.
Okay, so that
The,
wasn't from
the
WoW.
picture was pink, Zach. Everyone knows no one changes clothes in this game.
That is true. No one changes clothes ever.
True.
I mean, I know what my default would be for this character, but does anyone else want to take whoever this is?
Hit it, Saba.
Okay.
Huh?
All right.
What?
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
What's all this about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The
Die.
last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
A turnabout trump card.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Thank you, strange. Oh!
Blood! Does it say volume 8? I just realized I didn't look at the number.
Ain't no
Yes, it is the same. And the back of this card is red.
Okay. I'm picking up what they're putting down a little bit.
But just in case you weren't, Zach, here.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. Okay.
So even though they were playing
So
with the
this-
blue
so this
deck,
ace-
it's still a red card.
So this ace was the one that Mr. Smith had that whoever the real murderer was swapped with a king that had the wrong colored back. Right? Okay. I once again, I will say that like one of the things that kind of like bends me out of shape still to this day about the fucking Ace Attorney like games is like in real life when you prove that someone has lied like blatantly in court, you don't you can't just go back to other things that they said and be like, no, but that one's true though. Because they're a proven liar, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, you have to throw everything out.
Yeah, and so it's like the idea of going back to her statement being like,
Does it say
she's...
Capcom? The bottom of that?
Yeah, that could say
Capcom
Capcom.
Osaka.
Capcom Osaka, Japan. Yeah, look at that.
And then something else there.
Nice.
Capcom, where is this deck? Come on!
You want the Apollo Justice Case 1 corrosional deck of cards?
With authentic blood, come on!
Well, it'd be a pair of decks, right? The Phoenix deck and the Edgeworth deck. Or I guess the Phoenix deck and the Apollo deck.
So you're telling me
Wait.
Phoenix writes about truth and his daughter's about magic. That's what this is?
Truth and magic.
You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth.
That guard back there's like, who the fuck is that lady?
There's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
Yes.
What a cool pose she had, and then she just left.
That's them back there.
This bloodstained
Two
card
guards.
is my trump card for finding the truth?
Apollo's just confused.
I mean, I'm kind of confused too. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what all this meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
Dun dun dun.
She even has the same brooch.
She was tinier.
Bloody ace! Dude, that's such a fucking... As a guy who loves poker theming and stuff, I love the term bloody ace. That's so cool.
I didn't know Apollo was British.
Bloody ace.
Wow, you don't have a council anymore, it's just you now.
Yeah, it's proper red and stuff. So.
As Phoenix stands by your side.
Okay.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand?
With my ridiculous drill hair.
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
Winston Payne is being absorbed into the internet dimension.
He's lagging out.
Winston Payne
This
gay.
stated. Hey, doc.
Oh no.
I don't believe that Adrian's not doing this on purpose. It's too perfect.
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Adrian's being sucked into the digital vortex. See, this is why Adrian doesn't like Parsec. His internet is trying to kill him. Alright, Adrian, you sound like you're mostly back.
Correct.
And then he mutes himself.
Believe me, Far Stranger has gone on this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
Hey, that's Adrian getting sucked into the online whirlpool. Just of
The void.
Rest in peace.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
my secret, or by secret.
He was bald.
Sorry. By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was
I'm
bald.
too.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Answer the question, dork.
Hey, they have similar heads. That's why he can relate, okay?
Oh!
Oh!
He's so back.
Let's go!
He's over here!
Phoenix, I'm really honored that to be standing by you. You're not allowed to be here. Like, at all. Oh my god, the music!
Yeah.
Oh!
That is amazing. I love it.
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright!
What are you doing over here?
What do you think you're doing, right?
Excuse me, you're doing the evil thing with your glasses.
No, I'm not.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit.
Oh!
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout, spelled, I don't remember that, but that's okay, at the time of the crime.
Crime time. In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, I'm genuinely like, because obviously, like, we're so many cases into the Ace Attorney series, they have to do new twists and stuff. I did not clock at all, and I guess maybe Saba did at some point, but like, I did not clock at all that the murderer might be our fucking co-defendant, you know what I mean? Or co-defense. Because I fully thought it was just gonna be Olga, and we were just gonna move on because it's a new trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Not bad, Apollo.
Artwork with him. Cool.
Mr.
Oh, is he gonna take
Gavin?
off his coat too?
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
I'm not even a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
Phoenix, do you want to switch?
Oh, I'll show you. I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright.
That's why I killed him. What?
Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything.
So he's gonna lie through his teeth, and that's why we need the trump card. Got it.
Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally! You may begin your testimony.
Let's get the show on the road.
Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
His testimony.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club.
Which
That man?
Shade.
Yeah, which man?
I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout.
Wouldn't
It
Olga
must
have seen
been
you?
Right after the murder took place.
Well,
Okay,
I don't think
never
Olga
mind. She
was
would've been
actually
knocked
there.
out.
She was the dealer, right? Also, she was knocked out. Very true.
The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright, holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left.
Oh, is that why his prints are on the bottle? Is because he picked it up to put the card in it?
Yeah, probably.
But then why are the prints
Reasonable
reversed
assumption.
then?
I mean, if it was empty, he could have, like, held it upside down to put the card in up.
I guess
into
that's
it.
true. I don't know why you would do that, but you could do that. That is true.
Who knows? That's when the call came from Wright.
Boy.
Wait a minute. Wait, that's when the call came. Okay. Okay, never mind. No, he said
Are
he
you
saw
sure
the
you don't
man
want to
saying
swap
it again.
with me, Phoenix? Did you witness the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
I think things are fucked up, Judge. I think we're okay.
Okay.
From this angle, you can't see the little like leg on the A for his beanie, so it looks like Phoenix is wearing a hat that says Popo.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all.
So you are Mr. Gavin.
Hmm?
And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo?
This double window usage of words.
The defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Why are you still here? Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. It definitely feels
Welcome
like
to the game,
it
Bob.
definitely feels like this is like a case 2 or maybe even case 3 sort of thing. I mean, I'm gonna
Okay,
press.
let's push
I'm
on
gonna
this
press
speed
this.
to say what man? Yeah.
His vibe.
His aura, his stand even.
Oh.
Now I'm still wondering what happened to the whole locket, dealio.
I don't know. Okay. Dude, there are fucking.
Yeah, it's like, are you
there are
saying no
7
one saw
statements.
you? Because, like, from where Phoenix was sitting, right? Technically.
Well, he says
that
in this
window-
he says in this testimony that Phoenix made the call, like, and he would have made the call while he was on the first floor because there's no reception down there. So yeah, it is weird where it's just like, okay, I guess he makes the call and then Gavin can make the argument that he hid in that corner while Phoenix went
But,
back
like,
into the room.
From the corner, can
No,
you see Shady Smith?
Yeah.
Can you see where he was sitting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because he also wait. So did he go up, call the police, go back down, and then go back up to call Gavin?
No, he went up. Wait,
At the end of this, that's when he went to go make the call.
he would have made the call after he put the hat back on.
After he made the call, he went down, and then I think he put the hat back on. Yeah.
Well, no, he would have. He would have made the call after putting the hat. No, you're right. He would have made 2 phone calls, right?
Yeah, to
He
the
made-
police, Gavin.
Yeah, and then he said he went back down.
Oh, because he went up.
and then
Because he went
said-
up. He went up the first time because the guy was violent and he just wanted to, like, get the cops there. He goes back.
assaulted the waitress.
He assaulted the waitress / dealer. He goes back down, sees the guy's dead, puts the hat back on him, and then goes upstairs and makes a second phone call
To Gavin.
to
Yeah.
Gavin. Okay. For whatever reason, my mind thought that he just made one call and then immediately made the next call, but I guess that's not true.
I mean, I was thinking that as well, but
It must have been right after the murder took place. That doesn't make any sense,
That
though.
makes
I went down
sense.
into the basement. It must have been right after the murder took place. If it was right after the murder took place, Phoenix allegedly was upstairs, according to Phoenix's testimony. Right? So how would you
Well,
sneak
Phoenix-
downstairs?
would you see him downstairs? He's been right out of the murder. Because he went down there and he was dead.
The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. I should press this. Which photo is he talking about, I guess? Because there's 2.
The second photo was the one during the investigation.
You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. Okay. Wait, didn't okay, God, I'm so confused. So did that statement not just hypothetically exonerate Phoenix? I guess he didn't see the moment of the murder. He said that it was right after the murder. So I guess Phoenix hypothetically could have still killed him. Phoenix holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. Which is weird.
Wait, then why would the phone call? Why would you say, did you do it, Phoenix, if you saw him kill him? Air quotes.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, weird phone call.
it's weirdly coy, but I guess it's like, I don't know. Yeah, why would you phrase it like that if you claimed that you knew? This is just nuts because it's like, I can't believe we're on fucking case 1 and there's 7 statements to this testimony.
They're like, by this point, you should already know how to play the game, Zach, even though it's in a separate trilogy.
It was a
so-
separate. This was a separate trilogy. 7 years in between Ace Attorney 3 and this.
They're like, you should have got good by this point.
Yeah.
Wait, then why? Okay, if you're claiming that you knew that he did it. God, I'm so fucking confused. If you claim that you knew that Phoenix must have been the person to do it, why the fuck would you accept the defense attorney position?
Maybe it would be more sus if he didn't, because he's a
He
friend.
did. I mean, Phoenix claimed that they were good friends, and that he was doing. Kristoff said he was doing him a big favor or whatever.
Guess so.
Maybe he was just that confident.
Or does it? I'm confused. Thank you, Apollo. I don't know. Does anybody have any ideas? Oh shit. I learned it from watching you.
I like the idea of don't hold the punches, right? And then he just goes over and punches him. He's like, "That's what you taught me."
Cords of steel. All right. I mean, does anybody? I mean, I know Adrian knows the answer, but like, does any of the three of us have any ideas here? Because I genuinely don't know what to press here, and this might just be a scenario where we're supposed to press everything and something else happens, right?
That is also possible.
So I guess we just press everything.
I think we should let him go.
I think we should let him go. I already pressed this one, my bad.
You fool.
Serious poker.
What happened?
Okay. You saying no one heard you?
Okay.
Phoenix would have been able to see you.
Good question. Why would Wright be upset? Bad form, to say the least.
Bad form. There's no need to shout.
The coolest defense in the West?
Is that's the first time he's been referred?
But once again, the game heavily implies a long, illustrious history of Kristoff that we just don't get to see. I guess.
We have never bared witness.
You and that overbearing personality of yours. Okay. Not relevant, but okay. Okay.
You talking about yourself? Okay.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Let us see we agree. Because it's blood?
The fifth ace.
I mean, I can show the fifth ace because they have blood on it, I guess.
The blood.
Blood.
Bleh.
Blah blah blah.
Oh, should we be reading this now since we're doing something important?
Are we? Sure.
This is progress.
Okay.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the fifth ace?
I guess because of the blood.
The blood. Why did the blood
He
matter?
was thirsty and wanted a sippy.
My reason is this.
Is that an undocumented evidence? That's illegal. Judge, get out of here. You follow the rules around here, you goon.
Once again, I do want to point out that it's like, I know that Grant commented that like an ace attorney that actually follows proper protocol wouldn't be as fun. I don't know. I think this would be kind of neat to have seen the entire time and be like, oh, what does it mean, you know? But like, I don't know. You can't just like, because Phoenix already did that with the audio recording. You know, it's like this is twice that now we're bringing in bullshit evidence.
A ton of media does it, of like,
3
oh,
times.
this thing that you didn't know about, this piece of evidence, and it's like, that's not, you can't do that.
But I mean, it's like the thing where it's
Well,
like
this
it's the thing where it's like a television crime procedural, right? Sometimes the like in Law and Order they used to do this a lot. They're a lot better at it now, but like they used to do the thing where like the guy would burst into the courtroom, and be like, "I got evidence," and it's like, "Oh, let's hear it right now," and it's like, no. You would fucking adjourn for like a month and then come back, you know what I mean? And obviously that's boring, but it's so that Apollo can become a true ace attorney. I mean, sure. Oh my god, ace, because it's an ace card. Anyway.
Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade.
What?
Oh, new face! New face!
He's cracking.
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? This is messed up. It's like what Zach said. Again.
Could this be? Could this be the missing fifth ace?
Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset?
Some little girl has
It's just a
gave it to
fishy
me.
card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. Phoenix. Tampering with evidence twice, and then also simultaneously undocumented evidence twice. Fucking no wonder he lost his badge. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all.
No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think the only person who would claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace blood was the reason?
The reason for
The swap out?
For the killer to make to take the card from the scene of the crime?
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head.
Oh, because it's smeared? Because it smacked him in the head? Or he smacked his head into the card? I don't know. This feels a little...
I don't know, dude. I'm weirded out.
Bottle.
At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right? Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later.
Listen, Judge, let me bend the rules a bit, and by bend I mean fucking break all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I also want to point out, like, this would even the first time this happened, this would be a mistrial to the umpteenth degree. You know what I mean? Like fucking murderers who have been caught on camera murdering a person have gotten mistrialed because of shit like this. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just at this point I have fully accepted that this is an alternate fantasy world where the laws are a lot looser.
And I
Yeah,
know, but it's
100%.
just like, and I was fully there mentally in Ace Attorney 3, kinda. Like, obviously there were a couple moments where I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's like being back in this space where it's like, what the fuck is this system? Is like crazy. And I'm wondering if maybe that's like part of the
Welcome back,
bigger
Zach.
overarching story with this game.
We're so
but
fucking back.
we're so fucking back. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the scene of the crime. And now, I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
This
He's
is baseless
objecting
conjecture.
based off-
Baseless.
Wait, the best part of the game.
He just said object.
We get to see it from the other angle?
Quite based.
Oh, I'm sure it's quite based. I love that. That's so good. Someone screenshot that afterwards. It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head... Whoa!
Oh, the technology!
The
He moved
technology.
This wasn't in the DS
dimensions.
game.
I'm about to say, how the... Like, that's crazy. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim, I almost said luckiest,
The lucky victim.
the luckless victim was found at the poker table.
Congratulations, you
And before
won
the
death.
killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit?
In the hand.
Why the fuck is it K, W, V, and 2? Oh, killer, victim, witness, and then second witness.
Yeah, if you would read, Zach!
Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card?
Point to the relevant spot.
So I would say the killer doesn't make any sense because we can see that in Phoenix's hand he also has the exact same ace, right?
Sorry, would you say my internet's being really bad?
I said that K here would be in the wrong position because Phoenix's hand had the exact same ace but without the blood on it.
It's not about the hand, it's about the person themselves.
So who would have been wrong?
Yeah. Which of these is wrong?
The victim.
I mean, if his head is back out, wouldn't it? But it could drip off the back of his head, I guess.
Onto what cards?
The ones that were on the floor.
But did they fall behind him?
They could have, I guess. But isn't the card? Wasn't the cards on the floor all blue? And this card is red?
And also, the cards on the floor weren't the ones they were playing with. Those weren't the hands.
That's true, but how does that answer this question?
Well,
Like, I guess what I mean to say is, like, how does this mean that Shady Smith was in the wrong position, I guess?
it did. The game went through labors to point out the blood trickled down the back of his head, and yet the card that was swapped out had a drop of blood on it, and it
Which
was
would
on
have
the
been
table.
which would have been on the table because Olga O'Reilly is good at cheating, hypothetically. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I'll say victim. I don't quite get what they're getting at. I kind of do because I understand the backs of the cards, but like if it was swapped out, but once again, we're trying to prove that Gavin swapped it out, right? Not Shady Smith. That's what we're trying to prove.
I don't know about the instead of part, but we are trying to prove that Gavin swapped them out.
Yeah.
So Gavin would have had to see.
Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
I
Well,
have it to Zach entirely.
look, the victim was struck in the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think that any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Oh,
Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
why, that's right. So what does it mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting and swiveled. Okay, well. This is info that would make these things fucking easier to figure out, obviously.
So Gavin turned the man in his chair and then smacked
Is
him?
it because the fucking cabinets behind them is like a secret door and, you know, he turns to see Gavin come in, so he donked him on the head and then spun him around so it looked like Phoenix did it?
Don't.
Swivel chairs? Oh, man. Apollo,
I like
try
the
turning
reaction.
the... Oh, my God. What?
Turn the
Recreate
chair.
the crime scene.
The chair was facing the other way?
This feels like something that could have been brought up like much earlier, that the chairs were swiveling, but whatever. It would have to be.
Damn.
Look at our tech!
Check this shit out.
Victim's chair was facing away from the table.
I like the spheres and the rectangles.
When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder.
The
But
victim?
this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's
Why am
test
I
your
here?
reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, or the second witnesses?
Be the killers.
Yeah, the killers. Because they would hit them in the back of the head, not the... Like, why would you run around the side to doink him in the front of the head? You would just hit him in the back. So I'll say killer.
Yeah.
Correct.
Take that.
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front?
You gotta hit
Sitting
it
where
from the
his
back.
indicator currently is? I would think it would be quite hard, yes. It was a boomerang bottle, you idiot!
But what you're saying makes no sense. Everyone knows they haven't sold boomerang bottles since the 60s. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
Adrian, I need you to understand that that actually would be an incredible thing to say in an Ace Attorney thing, because bottles of grape juice, quote unquote, age, right? So you would have a bottle from the 60s sitting on the shelf aging. that'd be a great moment to like point out the contradiction. Like, hey, it'd be totally fine. I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What are you? Stop hiding things!
There is something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? I mean, once again, I know what they're implying, but like, you could do it from the side.
Try marking it.
Try marking it on the diagram. What? Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. What? I guess that's true because of the blood. Okay. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? I'm fucking here? Because it's a fake thing that slides to the side? The killer would have to be standing here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was on to something there too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible unless you had no clip. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the victim climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? Like a ninja.
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the moment of the crime... Wait! I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. Bum bum bum.
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately.
We're gonna do this. It's fucking crazy.
Have them try to move the cupboard.
Your Honor.
What?
There's one more thing your men should look out for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I
see
do
you
my
found the
best.
formula for a philosopher's stone.
Finally, we can begin to reforge the sword of the ancients.
It's been destroyed ever since Oldbag got her hands on it again.
7 years ago.
But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. It was in front of the window. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard wasn't the problem.
The technology.
At the time of the murder,
Technology.
it has to have been shown here. Now everything's in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. Is he oh mying himself? Oh my, what's this?
Oh my, that's crazy.
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator.
You know what's really nice about this? Because I'm having a great time, and I'm assuming Saba is just having a nice conversation with Silveroon. You know what I mean?
I mean, thankfully she hasn't had any character to.
I know.
voice.
There was one character for a bit, and then she's gone. She's not the murderer, much to my chagrin.
Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime?
That one's much easier. I like that one. We be chillin'.
We'd be chilling.
About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved?
Please.
Sure. Why not? Well, if it was,
disintegrated.
something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs.
Oh!
That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin.
What did you say?
Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool?
Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right?
Is his name a pun at all, or is it just cool? Like, did they just give Christoph Gavin a cool name to, like, help solidify in your mind the idea that he was going to be a reoccurring character?
Yeah.
Because Christoph is allegedly the original name of fucking Santa Claus, so it's like, I guess cool, maybe that ties in somewhere, but I think it's just a cool name, actually.
I think it's just a cool name.
It's just a cool name.
It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to the room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Saba, come back. Do your best, Kermit.
Oh god, I forgot.
Kermit the Frog here. I can't
You
do
mean
it
bailiff.
better than that.
Bailiff the Frog.
Bailiff the Frog here.
I meant Kermit the Bailiff, but that works too.
Kermit the Bailiff here.
Okay,
Read the line.
that's the line. Got it.
Order! This is a court of law, and I will have order.
We just now received word from our investigation team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh, and what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it.
What?
Yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks the room many of our regulars know about. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Okay, got it. I do remember him saying something about that. Now that he mentions it, a secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law.
You never know when you might need a duck.
You might never know when you need a duck. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer.
Silence, dead silence.
You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something.
Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then, the chance came and he took it. Arr!
Og.
Oh!
That cutscene again.
Eek.
Wouldn't it? I guess maybe he's wearing gloves. Because wouldn't the prints have been? His prints been.
Miss
on
Olga, really? What I'm about to say? Does he wear gloves? I don't think so.
I mean, he could have.
He could have just had gloves. That's true. That's a big
Yeah.
part of all of these Ace Attorney games that never really comes up. Is
I
the fact that
mean,
people
it was
can just
literally
wear gloves.
snowing in that restaurant, so you know.
That is
could've been
true.
cold.
That
That
is
is
true.
true.
Miss Olga really was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheels around to look and...
Ba-bang.
After the deed was done, the criminal... After the deed was done, the criminal... Oh, that's Phoenix. God damn it. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized he needed to destroy the evidence. That single drop of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor and the fact that they were all red.
Hair swipe.
Okay.
Here.
Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
How'd you go
So
kill
it's
a person,
literally
dude?
just because Kristoff decided to comment on his bald head rather than literally anything else about Shady Smith that he got caught.
I mean,
Yeah.
they probably would have deduced it some other way, but I guess.
Well, I mean, it's an Ace Attorney game, so I guess they would have. But like, that's the thing that we are saying proves that Kristoff must have been there at that time. So it's like if he had just chosen different words, bald head and the blue cards. That is true. I guess the blue cards also implicated him. So that's twice. So both times that he just waxed poetic for no reason, he fucking implicated himself.
Don't wax poetically. That's the lesson.
I was
It's
gonna say,
Godot's
he
move.
didn't learn from
can't
Godot,
take it, that's
clearly.
why. Yeah.
Only Godot can do it.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne!
Yerk!
Well, yeah, I'm awake.
Go home! The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
I'm not gonna lie, I was passed out for the last several hours because I don't know anything to do, honestly.
I mean,
Well,
Phoenix was
understand.
essentially the prosecutor for the second half of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Who's objecting now? Is that him?
I guess Gavin.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself.
What
It's
was
not
that?
every
Was
day.
that the same? Was that the same hand and then head shaking motion as fucking God Von Karma did?
No, because Von Karma would do the finger wag.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
Wow, that's really good. I don't
Not
remember
every
any
day
of that.
you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Your point, Mr. Gavin.
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
This card was forged.
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion.
I mean, it is a good point because I think did we officially state in court how we got this ace? Phoenix said he gave it to
No.
his daughter, right? To give to
He
us.
didn't even say that, I don't think.
Okay, so then how did we get
Oh, he
this?
did say he gave it to his daughter.
Yeah, well,
He said
As
that he got
Adrian-
it from the night of the club and then gave it to his daughter.
Okay, so he did say that.
fantasy
then.
law.
He did
Oh,
say
did
it.
he? Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah, he did. He did, and because he's like, yeah, because that's
Kristoff
her
even called him out on
trade,
it, and,
right?
and Kristoff called him out on it, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll talk about that later."
Okay, and I
Talk
guess
about
that
it.
must
Oh,
be where
right,
we're. I
right.
guess that must be what we're doing now because that's what Kristoff
Where
is
we're
about to
going.
say. Like, where did he get the ace from then?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proved anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason, at present, to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course. This bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking.
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints, am I right, Mr. Payne?
Thank God I'm useful for something. The fingerprints were upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court and this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down.
Shove
And
a
that
card
is
in
to
it.
hit someone with the bottom of the bottle and shove a card in it. Well, Your Honor?
Ah, See how the caught fish squirms to the last well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to...
Shove a card in it.
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another?
Take a look
Take
at
another
your
look at
brain.
the court record.
Take a look
I
at
believe
your
you'll find a
brain.
simple answer in there. In
Figure it
plain
out.
sight.
Take a look at your badge.
Your badge. How about you just say the answer in plain words?
It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice,
Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done.
perhaps the defense
He's talking
prepared
about
to
himself.
enlighten the court.
He's like, I will not leave until we figure it out.
I will do this. What evidence do you have? Explain to me, blah, 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 blah.
The card, right?
Well, right, but what evidence do I present to say that there is no card in the bottle?
The card.
We're not. This is only about why the fingerprints will be upside down right now.
Okay.
Why the
Because he was
fingerprints
showing
would
off
be-
the wine? No. Yes? No?
Sorry, grape juice? Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah, grape juice.
grape juice.
Don't overthink it.
It's fucking, I don't know what that means.
Just don't overthink it.
Well, why
I'm
would
gonna
you
underthink
why would
it.
you hold it upside down? It's like, you know, you could hold it upside down to pass it to somebody, but not really.
Pass that shit.
You could hold it upside down to present it if you're selling wine, but that's not what he was. Oops, sorry. Wrong one. That's not necessarily what he was doing here. Why is there a fucking crate of wine? Now that I think about it. Oh, wouldn't you have to hold it upside down to pull it out of the crate?
Mm,
Don't overthink it, Zach.
don't overthink it.
It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me, on the floor?
Yes. Now reach down
It's
and pick it up
disgusting back here.
without getting out of your chair. Jesus. See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down.
With your whole body upside down.
Gravity button.
Wait, hold up. What's this? What the fuck is this song?
Is this Apollo's music?
Is this Apollo's
This is
like
Apollo's.
victory music? Like victory theme?
This is. I think this is his cornered. No, it's not his cornered. It's
No,
I
corner
think-
would be much more dire than this, right? It wouldn't have fucking
it's
belts
either-
in it, definitely.
I don't remember which one it is. It's either the corner or the pursuit. One of them.
It feels like this would be Pursuit because we just revealed something, right? Look at this photograph taken at the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it was that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed, but then you must have remembered, so you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Okay, sure, I guess.
Why, right now his stomach is full of grape juice.
Wait,
Chug.
Order! What do you
no,
have
no,
to
hold
say
on,
to
hold
these charges, Mr. Gavin?
on. When did he have time to grab one of the bottles that Phoenix had upstairs?
When he was walking out.
Secret passageway. I don't know. I think that's how they're going. Secret
You
tunnel.
think that they're implying the secret passageway? I mean, I guess
I think that's what they're
the secret
implying.
passageway does allow secondary access, but he still would have to be on the first floor where Phoenix was, right?
Ninja.
Like, it's fine.
Tisk tisk.
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection and pulling shit out of his ass.
How can you possibly keep going, Gavin? Like, come on.
You claim that I switched the bottle? Where was your proof?
Proof? Well, that's
In the court of law? Proof?
As I thought,
What?
more baseless
I mean,
conjecture.
I guess the proof would be
It's
the
so
fucking.
based.
I guess the proof would be the
based.
3 or the 5 of hearts or whatever, right? Because that was the one that he balled up or rolled up and put into the bottle.
Yeah.
Can you please show us that bottle in your pocket, please?
I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Oh, yes, I have your memo about that right here. I didn't tell them to do it, though. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club.
Yeah, show us those bottles.
Here's one of the
Ooh,
bottles
there's
in
gonna be-
question.
Card in them. Yay.
What are you going to do? Dust it for fingerprints? I would be surprised if any were on that but his.
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake. True. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Paulo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why?
Would
Just
you
humor
just
me.
shut up and do it?
Look at his
Just do
face.
it.
Look at his face.
Just fucking do it, Apollo.
Mr. Wright. That bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle.
Some bottle.
Yeah, and there it is.
Look around. Kristoff wouldn't make the rookie mistake of his fingerprint, but he would make a different, entirely separate rookie mistake of
Of not looking into the
As
bottle
we-
at all.
As we've noticed, he apparently can't see red cards.
That's, I mean, okay, kinda, yes.
It blends in.
There's something inside the bottle. I'm gonna destroy more evidence.
Good job on getting that out.
It's very true.
he used his hair as tweezers.
Oh my god.
Well, what's
Funny
this?
when
That card. It can't be.
Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
That bitch's
Miss
testimony.
Olga, really? Yes. Our little swindling
Dvochka?
Devochka?
Yeah, I thought it was Devochka.
Devochka?
I think. So.
Never heard that word in my life.
Oh, that she's okay. This is a flashback. You're right. We don't have to do it.
Wait, this isn't. You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony.
The card.
Five of Hearts. This is the card. Oh, sorry, it's Phoenix. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done it was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
He's causing an earthquake. Oh my god!
The
that's a
anti-gravity button!
The gravity button has been hit.
That was him pressing it. It's on the witness stand.
Yeah, they moved
Why
it.
did we put it there?
That's weird.
That is all.
Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago?
My past is like my logic, straight and true.
Unlike his sexuality.
Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice at the proper in the proper direction.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little
Tete-a-tete.
tete-a-tete,
It's a
right?
Just little
Tete-a-tete.
titties, right?
That's a lot of.
That's a lot of like non-English accents
Yeah.
onto the thing.
For being at the Borscht Bowl, there's been a shocking amount of French in this case.
Very
That's
true.
true.
We got da, niet, and then debotchka.
This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
Literally!
Please!
How
Let me go
how
home.
embarrassing for Payne. That's so good.
First, he beats me in his first case, and then he steals my job.
I
Next, he's
believe
gonna
this
cut me for my wife.
We've
Wait,
finally
actually-
come to an end of the trial.
Hang on. Hold up.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Actually, let me think about that.
I read it.
Sorry.
Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's in my wife's bedroom. Guess I'll be sleeping on the couch tonight. He's admitted everything. We processed.
Yeah, he's admitted everything.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on that matter.
About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. Not profession to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. It's amazing we didn't do that originally.
Good. Mr. Wright?
Do you think that as they design, like everything post Ace Attorney 1, because Ace Attorney 1 obviously has the like updated autopsy report and a couple other things, but they're specifically brought up as like, wow, look how unfair the prosecution is, and like they get away with it, right, in Ace Attorney 1. Do you think that after that, maybe not Ace Attorney 2, because Ace Attorney 2 was kind of slapped together, but do you think that they put these inconsistencies in there because they know fans like talking about them? Because it is a little bit of engagement. Like every time any of us pick up on something where it's like that doesn't make any sense given that we're in a legal system, like that is engagement, right?
Sure.
I feel like that was an element of it. Like I feel like they sound like, oh, that's a nice bonus.
Yes.
7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was
Ex-friend.
extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This court.
And then he'll
This
need
one
to die.
specifically. Not the one with your Canadian brother, which is right next door.
Okay, yeah.
The second was a man who could tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You.
No, in other words, a guy with the last name also Justice.
Yes. This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system? Wait, is the new game really questioning like how the legal system works in the Ace Attorney universe? That's kind of neat. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright,
Mr. Right.
our work lies ahead of us. And I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce verdict. Court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Guilty. Oh, not guilty.
Yeah. Do you think they even have an art element for guilty?
Yes. if
Thank you,
game
Silver
over.
Rune.
Yay!
You get guilty if you're out of lives.
Oh, is that
Oh,
true?
that's really
I never knew
fun.
that.
Yeah.
I don't remember us ever doing that on stream. So I wonder if the overarching narrative, because clearly they like doing that in the like later Ace Attorney games. I wonder if the overarching thing is that 7 years ago someone like sabotaged Phoenix because he was so focused on the truth. And so like there was like a whole cabal of legal experts that like sabotaged him, and this game is going to be systematically taking them all apart. That'd be kind of neat. I would like that.
By the way, so we technically didn't get a motive. They were just like, this for what happened 7 years ago. So we're just kind of like
for
in the
the
dark.
for the official thing, yeah, we didn't actually get a motive. I do think you're correct though, Saba, of like I think Gavin was jealous, maybe even 7 years ago. He was jealous of Phoenix.
He was joking?
He was joking.
Joking.
He was joking Phoenix. And
7 years ago.
7 years ago,
For 7
sabotaged
years
him
long.
then, and then saw that Phoenix
anti-joked
continued
him.
to be perfect even after he lost his badge. So then he tried to sabotage him again. I think that's what the motive was, quote unquote.
The anti-jelk sounds like the Antichrist.
The anti-joke.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. Gav, the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your
Oh God.
your magic, Apollo.
Your
Your magic of squinting.
Man.
You're a wizard, Apollo.
Finally.
Ability? Yes. A sensitivity I lack. I'll come to understand it soon sorry, God, my eyes are starting to fall apart.
I'm so confused because he was like, I mean, Phoenix was the one who first pointed out like the little ticks and stuff or whatever, the habits. And he's like, so what sensitivity is he talking about? Like, I don't... Catching vibe? Is that what the vibe checker is?
I genuinely think it
is?
is just like Apollo can tell when there's a bad vibe. I genuinely think that that's his quote unquote ability, you know? One of
You
the
can perceive.
I remember when I was watching Jello Apocalypse do his full playthrough of the Edgeworth like DS games. He was saying that there was this like rival defense attorney thing, I guess. Anyway, it was just a character who was very dumb and very silly, but Jello was saying like, oh, he would actually make a great like protagonist for another like a spin-off of a spin-off game, and his like special mechanic, quote unquote, would be that he could like specifically bring up a person's question and be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense, and like specifically ask questions about it instead of just pressing them on it, you know what I mean? And he said it was in reference to a different character's thing, but he didn't say the character's name. I guess that's kind of what Apollo's power is like, hey, your vibes are bad, try again.
You got bad vibes.
Wait, I wonder if he means my chords of power.
Exactly. Honestly, I love Silveroon's vibe checker even more now.
Vibe checker is pretty fucking sick. Like I would almost request that someone like take that and post it to like the like the Phoenix Wright Reddit or something. The fucking Ace Attorney
Do it.
subreddit.
Do it,
Apollo
Silveroon.
Justice Vibe Checker. You'll get like one upvote and then a downvote from me.
How dare you?
You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin.
So
What
who that
possible
child
reason
was
could
who
he have
gave me
had to
that
commit
card?
murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait. You don't know, do you? This locket is the key.
My daughter
Huh?
is the key.
Oh, that reminds me.
My
I met the
daughter.
girl whose picture is in your locket.
You could just say his daughter.
I met your daughter.
There you go. There we are.
That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Huh? I took this off the neck the night he died. Took this off his neck the night he died. Phoenix! Stop fucking with evidence!
No.
But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait! But that's perjury! You testified! You said this locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually.
You said
Huh?
his.
I merely
With
said
my
that it was
daughter's-
a locket with my daughter's picture.
Oh my god! And also, did his daughter was his daughter's picture in it before?
He must have put
Like-
it in, right?
Yeah.
Because why
That's what
the
I'm
fuck would this
thinking.
random guy have a picture of his daughter?
I don't know.
A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside of it? Sometimes the strangest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. Imagine if her last name was Smith and that was her real dad, but like Phoenix was her adoptive father or something.
Damn.
You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all.
Oh, that's awkward.
I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yeah? How about coming to work for me? Ah? You mean at the Wright & Co.? Was that always?
You can't practice law. You don't have your badge.
I guess
Wait,
that-
but if it's just his office can still exist without him.
He shouldn't have the business.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's not really how that works. Unless he partnered, because it says Wright
Who else
&
is
Co.
working there?
He could have partnered with a different attorney, and then the attorney, and then it just went
of
to them.
course.
It's
No, but
Maya.
no,
He's
it
the
can't
one
be
who's
Maya
doing
because
it.
Maya's the spiritual leader of the Korean village now,
Yeah,
right?
but she's like basically a lawyer, so it's fine.
She just eats fucking hamburgers and made Phoenix do everything.
She's like a lawyer apprentice, you know? You know how a blacksmith apprentice, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, didn't you... You're not a... Oh. I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore.
He's a receptionist.
I'm a receptionist
At his own
for...
office.
I'm a janitor.
That incident 7 years
Yes.
ago. That legendary trial.
I'm an unpaid intern.
And at the middle of it
Oh,
all
no.
was one man. Phoenix Wright.
Oh my god, is this just gonna be a whole thing where, yeah, we just, what is it, save Phoenix from 7 years ago's case, like we slowly unravel it the whole time?
I guess the thing...
Is it actually?
I think not only are we going to unravel it, we're going to prove that the case against Phoenix that led to his badge being dissolved was
Is wrong,
was
and
wrong,
he'll get his badge
and he gets his
back?
badge back automatically. Now the
Heck
question
yeah.
is, why did it take 7 years? But I'm assuming the game will explain that, obviously, because that was a thing. Wasn't that a thing in Ace Attorney 3 where we were essentially trying to solve two cases simultaneously, one in the present and one from like 7 years ago or whatever? Am I wrong about that?
I think that was
it
1-5.
with,
Was that 1-5?
That was
I think so.
1-5.
Wait,
because
wasn't
Von
1-5 the
Karma.
one that was added like after
Yeah,
these
that was with
games?
Damon Gant, the I'm not evil guy.
I'm not evil. God, I forgot that was that one.
There was a whole suit of armor involved with a sword.
Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid.
You clearly are. You just did.
Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged...
No.
Forged evidence.
No.
What now? Is it talking about his daughter? Yeah, magician. Fifth ace.
It's not the real one.
Okay, so the thing that I brought up is what he's talking about now, where it's like it couldn't have been found because fucking Gavin would have had it.
Oh, she swiped it off of him.
No. She
Oh.
made a
copy.
fake one
made copy?
because they just
okay.
made
I
they
like
just.
the idea that she's a pickpocket, though. I feel like that would be.
I mean,
so
the
much
idea of her
fun.
being a pickpocket is really cool, but then that wouldn't be forged evidence. It would just be, once again, illicit evidence, which it already is.
Yeah,
I think
okay,
he's
that's
saying that
reasonable.
I think he's saying that they knew 100% that it was him, and that's why he swapped out the card, and that's why Gavin was freaking out, where he's like, "How did you get that?"
Yeah, he called it a fraud.
What a interesting point.
Bro.
Well, I mean, he's not an attorney right now.
That is true, actually. He's not calling himself an attorney. That's a good point. Did he slap Phoenix? Oh, I punched him.
Punched them.
That's assault, dude. Okay.
Yes.
It's your story from here on out, Apollo.
Yes. No. The two guys back there, did they say that?
But your uppercut. I'm yelling, take that next time.
Phoenix has been in physical fights before, apparently.
He's had amnesia. He fights with people. You know.
Do you think that this Phoenix Wright would have gotten beat up by Red White?
No.
Do you think that this Phoenix would have kicked Red White's ass?
I think that he would have fucking mopped the floor with them. So obviously this is the evidence that he was talking about, right? Where he's like, clearly just by looking at it, you would have been able to identify that it was a forgery, right? However, isn't the whole fucking implication the fact that it's a fake card, or that it's like a duplicate card anyway, right? So how would this... So like, because we noticed that it said Vol 8 on it, you know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a forgery. And once again, we know it's forgery because Phoenix just admitted to it, but still. I just find that weird, where he's like, oh, one look at the thing and you would have noticed. It's like, wrong. You're just wrong. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I should probably start reading again, huh? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I was so fucking flabbergasted by Paragon of Justice, Phoenix Wright, fucking forging evidence. Which I guess the idea is that, like, he needed to start cheating in order to, like, get back at Gavin, but, like, that's crazy. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time, I had no idea that they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
Case
Literally.
1.
Oh boy. Okay, well, we have half an hour left. I'm gonna start case 2. Definitely.
What a case,
Yeah.
right?
Trump.
That's a fucking
There you
wild
go.
case.
Are you
That was
ready for
awesome.
Phoenix to show off his incredible luck again?
Oh no.
Yes,
He gets so lucky in this cutscene. Watch this.
Turnabout
I
corner.
want to say I like seeing Phoenix, and like he's still like pretty cool.
Is he riding his bike?
As long as we drop her, the wheel of fate turns.
Oh
Phoenix!
my god! Phoenix
Oh,
daughter.
it's a wheel of a cart. That guy has
Ramen
ramen
man.
noodles for head.
It's a ramen cart.
Hair.
Okay.
Spinning big crimes and little crimes together. And when the wheel stops, 3D.
Whoa. Wow.
You die.
Oh. Couple months.
Is that freaking
Freaking
Larry?
Larry?
Oh my god.
He's back, baby.
2 months have passed since Mr. Gavin's arrest. My first trial, and I lost both my mentor and my job. Yeah, I'll admit it, I was screwed. But even when I hit bottom, I told myself I'd never come here. Honest. What the fuck is happening on the left?
This is a lot.
What the fuck? Look at the portrait. It fucking has a brooch that's a spade?
Whoa, dude.
Here being the legendary Wright & Co. law offices. Okay, Justice. Time to stop trembling.
My God.
I'm going to assume that this is her.
This is girl, yes.
So I'm going to have Saba read
Also,
this.
hey Charlie. Look, it's Charlie.
Ah, you must be here for the interview. Right this way.
Who the fuck is Charlie?
The plant. You don't remember?
Oh!
Potted plant.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he's still here.
alive.
Fantastic memory.
Hey, that trophy right there, is that not the trophy that was used in case 1-5? Because you had to tilt it and it turned into the silhouette of the fucking mascot? Is that the same trophy?
Where are you?
Above the middle bit of like the separate. It's right next to the plant.
Oh, no. Because that was like a small thing. That was like something you could hold in your hand.
Was it? I thought it was a big
Raffled.
trophy.
I
Or
don't
was it
think
a
so.
sculpture? It might have just been a sculpture.
Sculpture.
Ah,
I think
okay,
it was a
okay.
sculpt.
It was a vase, I believe.
Vase.
It was also gray.
Huh?
Hello there. You found the right place. Welcome.
Don't say that. God, okay. Assuming portrait is her dad, right? Or someone, obviously related. Wouldn't it be hilarious if her mom was also a magician, but her brooch was a heart because she's a woman?
And
Wow.
nobody loves the other world.
What's with this girl?
Well, now, shall we begin?
Why are you bouncing like that? The last time I saw someone
I'm
bouncing like that,
excited.
she was the fucking headmistress of the Korean village. I don't like this.
Dun dun dun.
Begin what?
Right. First things first. Any special talents?
Talents?
Yes. Well, you must have at least one.
Well, I guess defending?
Defending. An unusual talent, but it'll do. With
Slaps
a little
of
jazzing
confidence.
up, of course.
You think so?
Let's give it a go, shall we?
Huh?
Go ahead. Show me. Defend.
Yeah. Punch him.
Just give it all you've got. Don't hold back now.
What are you talking about? I can't just defend here.
First lesson. A professional can perform anywhere.
I don't know if I'm liking your personality.
Anyone who's exuberant and kind of jolly is actually just like, oh, insufferable.
Yeah, you're gonna define this as exuberant and jolly, not kind of way too focused on the whole acting and magician gimmick. It's just a little bit like I don't
The show
know.
must go on.
Looking at her appearance,
Whoever
it seems
like
reasonable.
fucking Phoenix Wright's daughter is reading more like a C tier character from like case 3 of an Ace Attorney game right now, where it's like
This
they're
is the like first extended conversation we've had with her. Give
Yeah,
her
I
a
know.
chance.
okay. And
What?
I don't. My point being that like you know
He's a
it's-
shallow
it's-
judger, essentially.
Okay, whatever you say.
Be laughing with us, not at us.
Thanks. But I'm not sure why they should be laughing at all.
What?
Oh, she think we're applying to be her, like, assistant? Okay, never mind. I understand now.
What exactly do you think you came here for?
What? Defend? No?
Excuse me, but do you know where you are?
Huh? The Wright & Co. law offices, right?
Oh, I was afraid of that. Don't worry, you're not the first.
Look, what's going on here? Who are you? I
Are
came
the
here to
Wright &
meet
Co.
the
offices
person
a
in
magician's
charge.
group? I'm gonna. Well, you've apparently made no fewer than 2 mistakes.
Mistakes? But I got a call from Mr. Wright this morning.
Perhaps you should go read the sign out front again.
What's there to read? Look, it says right there. Oh.
Magician office.
Why does it say Wright Talent Agency?
Welcome to the Right Talent Agency, where you've always come to the right
Huh.
place.
They changed that.
What was it originally?
It used to be the Right Anything Talent Agency.
Okay.
I mean, interesting.
That's kind of an interesting change, I suppose. All right, so I will admit. So now this makes much more sense. I was functioning as Apollo in this scene, but from the fucking like God view of knowing that this is a video game, where it's like I and Apollo both assumed that she was going to be functioning as like the receptionist for the, you know, the law office or whatever. And I was under the impression that her talking about performances and stuff like that was just going to be like an overwhelming character gimmick or something. So I was a little disappointed by that. Now that I have the context of it being like, oh, actually Phoenix straight up cannot work in law anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I got it.
Piecing it together.
I'm Trucy Wright, CEO. I'm a magician. How old
Fucking-
is she?
I mean, you can be a CEO
CEO.
at any age. It's not like a legal requirement, but at the same time,
Baby CEO.
what kind of fucking name is Trucy?
A normal name. What?
Trucy?
Let me look something up. Actually,
I can't recall a single person ever named.
oh, this makes sense. The name Trucy means one who sees truth / seeks for truth. There
Okay,
you
that's
go.
kind of
Yeah.
neat. Can you look up like anybody famous with the first name Trucy?
People named. It seems like there's some churches named that, and I think maybe Vietnamese people. I don't see anyone outright. And for the most part, as soon as you look up people named Trucy, actually, like, you know, this game pops up.
Okay. In that case,
it seems normal
I'm
to
going
me.
to stand by my thing of Trucy is not a common name. Then again, neither is Phoenix. So
Say not common,
That
it
is
sounds
true.
normal
Phoenix
enough.
is dope.
true.
His
No,
name is Asgarthalor.
I very much disagree because it doesn't sound normal enough. Tracy sounds normal enough. That's why I'm not
gatekeeping names.
I'm not gatekeeping names. I thought that
Chad, he's
Saba
namekeeping?
had
Everyone says namekeeping right now?
mispronounced the name at first, and then I looked and it's like, no, it does say fucking Trucy. What the hell?
She
All
is
right.
name keeping everyone?
It's cute.
It's fine.
It all came flooding back. The trial, that girl, the one who gave me the forged evidence.
The murderer.
The true murderer by the end of this case.
In case you took a 5-year
Only the
hiatus
evil
between ending last case
gatekeep
and starting a
names.
new case.
You motherfuckers! I can't believe any of you motherfuckers are here trying to tell me, because my original statement was like, that's not a common name, and then Adrian goes, yeah, it is. Are you crazy? And guess what? It's not. Fucking. I'm not saying it's a bad name. I'm saying it's a very uncommon name.
I'm not. That's not what I remember.
Adrian, it's recording.
I think you're massaging the recording right now.
I like this. Some other websites are like, what does the name Trucy mean? And it says the greatest magician, and I'm just like, are these people like Apollo fans?
I swear,
and
I think they're just
naming websites.
God damn it, Trucy, right?
Here, check out our flyer.
From magic to the piano, even your defense. Call now. Wait.
Oh, so that's why he was playing piano?
Because he's part of the
past. Yeah.
Okay, sure, I guess.
Also, I forgot I was wrong. I was mistaken. It was the right Trilogy scene in AA4.
All right, well, there you
Okay.
I was mistaken, misremembered.
So, what's your name?
go. Apollo Justice, attorney at law. What the fuck? These buttons look
cute.
crazy.
They're like
I like them.
color.
What the fuck is what's wrong with you people? I say they look crazy, and you're like, I like them, and I'm like, I didn't say I didn't like them.
I wasn't attacking you. I just said I
Wrong,
like them.
you motherfucker! You already attacked me twice.
He's got other rails.
He's defending. He's defending.
You
defensive?
motherfuckers! That's what
defensive?
Apollo said he was best at, was defending. So I'm just playing the
he's hyped up.
character.
He's riled up.
By the way, another image by Silver. I don't.
Shad, he's uncontrollable.
You guys
Let's leave the
understand it
room
more?
calmly.
Kill him.
Other people, I
The
guess,
fuck is
use
that?
its magic as a way. Who the fuck is that guy? What the fuck is this mustard magician?
The mustard.
Sama, stop
uses
posting
its
spoilers.
magic as an
This is
excuse to
Silver
come
Rune.
up
I'm just
with
relaying the message.
excessively
Silver Rune,
convoluted
stop
magic
posting
systems using
spoilers.
stuff I barely understand.
They call him the
Wizard
condiment
uses its
conjurer.
magic to cast spells and potions. I can cast potion on a amateur mistake. Fucking dipshit doesn't even know how to cast a potion. Oh, that's really good. Oh god, has there been stuff posted? Okay, never mind. It's just a couple more.
No,
Stop
I've been
posting
relaying
spoilers.
everything posted.
All of you.
Well, I mean, based on what that looks like, I'm assuming that's her dad. Mustard magician.
That's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It's the alternate. Yeah, it's the alternate Yu-Gi-Oh.
You have
Mu-
to sacrifice Dark
Mustard
Magician and Mustard
Magician.
Monster. I summon from my hand Mustard Magician.
and the ketchup magician girl.
My favorite is a coffee magician lad. Okay, that's my favorite.
Is that a dark magician? Is there a dark magician lad?
Oh,
I summon Blue Eyes Relish Dragon.
Blue Eyes Relish Dragon!
Woo!
Black Eyes Mayonnaise Dragon. No, Red Eyes, isn't it? Is it Red Eyes Black Dragon?
Yeah, it's
don't
Red
know,
Eyes Black
man.
Dragon. Black Eyes.
Black Eyes. It makes more sense with mustard, I guess. Fucking Blue
Red
Eyes
Eyes Olive
Relish Dragon
Dragon.
is really. Like a silk top hat. Okay. What's that?
What's this? What's this?
There's spaghetti in the air.
I would say I like her poses. Her poses are real fun.
So I'm using it as furniture.
It's now become a just become decorative shelving.
Oh my god. Hats in the top, shirts in the middle, and pants down below. That's not bad. That's pretty funny.
I mean, how many hats do you need that you need that much dedicated storage for?
She already has at least 2. Because she's wearing one and then there's one
Honestly,
in the back.
looking at that top hat, it probably takes up most of that space.
gonna say, it feels like you could like stick the like top brim of it into that hole and it would just hang there perfectly.
There you go, just kind of thunk in there.
It would kind of plug
I
up the
agree,
hole.
Silveroon. If you had something unique like that, that'd be like a really fun way of like utilizing it as decor.
I agree.
It's Charlie.
Just Mr. Charlie.
Mr. Charlie.
He's been in this office much longer than I have. Daddy's mentor had a great fondness for Mr. Charlie. We are going to have to reconcile this at some point because I don't really enjoy the idea of Saba having to call me Daddy.
Oh God.
I could just say Dad if you want.
Father.
Just it's Mr. Right.
You can call Phoenix what I call my dad. You can just say Daddy-o.
Daddy-o. Pops.
Also, why is there a finger guillotine?
Pops.
Let's find out.
Circumciser.
Not how that works. Not how that works.
What do you mean? You just snipple off the
Fucking lose your glands that way. Jesus.
Just pull the little lever and we're good.
Finally, my depollinator.
My
With this, I will remove those pesky.
My bottom surgery in Ator.
My Unicinator.
And it's all okay. So that just covered all of it. Look at this guy. Look at that man. Sepia tinted photo. Okay, so not her dad. Interesting. Or maybe it is and she just doesn't know.
What about that spot? What about that Paschetti?
We'll look at the
floating
Paschetti.
Paschetti.
Maybe maybe he just adopted her.
Whoa, that fork is floating! Not! Plastic spaghetti. That right there is the whole reason I became a magician?
Because I couldn't cook for
Saw a
shit.
plate like that in a restaurant. It looked real. It was cool.
Someday I'd make magic
I'd
more
make
amazing
magic
than that
more
spaghetti. I mean, you know, if you have to have an origin, I guess that's fine.
Those are pretty fun, though. Like the floating object or whatever. They have some fountains that look like that are like that.
I'm not so bad with it myself, actually.
Oh, maybe not that.
okay.
Maybe not that.
It's a hula hoop, isn't it?
Would you like some tea?
That doesn't look very sturdy. Contents of the pot change.
You mean the one where you can't see inside? Oh, Earl Grey and Darjeeling. Oh yes. Well, you can figure it out once you taste it.
Magic for idiots. You think a pro magician would aim a bit higher? Oh, that's so
Hey, every
good.
pro magician starts the same.
Do we
way.
have her in our core record? Like, do we know how old she is?
People?
15?
15. She's a CEO at 15.
So 7 years ago, she would have been 8? Interesting. Phoenix, how old
Also,
was
he's
Pearly
33.
when final case of Ace Attorney 3 happened? Wasn't she also 8?
7.
I thought she was also 8, maybe.
She was around that age, 8-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, no time. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do a little saving.
Well, what do you think of the end of case 1? Ups and downs?
That was fun.
I liked it. There was still a bunch of stuff in there that I thought was neat. God, I don't know.
I agree though that him Apollo telling her, like what is it, whatever her name was, outright that she has like, you know, this habit. And I thought that was kind of crazy, but besides that, I thought everything was
Are you ready for him to do that repeatedly and just ruin the advantage he has
so
of noticing a
excited.
tell?
Now, is that
Yeah, it's
really a
like-
thing where, like, the minute you tell you pointed out, they stop doing it? Like, is that a thing?
It never happened.
I mean, usually by the time you do that, they're more or less done being relevant.
Really? Okay. Because once again, I thought that would just be kind of interesting, where it's like, oh, I noticed, right? Because I'm thinking about it now, and it's like that must be an Apollo exclusive mechanic, because in Great Ace Attorney, which came out after 6, they have a separate mechanic where it's like now you're doing cross jury suspecting and stuff, right? So that's like a completely different mechanic that kind of functions on the same idea, where it's like, oh, there's a tell, but in that case, they just put a fucking exclamation point over their profile.
So I think we've come here, right, to a talent agency. We're just gonna sign on as a lawyer. So that's what we are. Our talent is lawyer. And
Well, that's the
how we
thing.
get
She
here.
showed us the poster, and the third thing on the poster was for defense. And it's like, wait, how are you defending? You're a magician. He's not allowed.
Bodyguard.
I guess defense could mean anything. You could turn it face down sideways.
He can Phoenix's defense is getting run over
Yes,
by a
it
car,
always comes
remember?
back to you,
Because don't forget, he did get run over by a car at the very beginning.
That is very true. He did get run over by a car at the very beginning. That being
So they
said,
didn't kill off Phoenix
no,
immediately.
hold on. I do want to point out, we know that he's going to be okay because this girl wears revives as earrings.
True.
Very true. All right. Well,
I guess the games never say how big they are. They have to fit in the back, but what if a revive was like 2 feet long?
I think they show. Don't they show revives and max revives in the anime?
I don't know. When would they use
I
them?
don't know. Yeah.
Well,
I feel like in the
don't know.
anime, when someone Pokemon gets knocked out, they have to go to the Poké Center.
They usually just go right to the Poké Center. You're right, actually.
Yeah,
the-
like he just withdraws into the Pokeball.
Because the revives and stuff like that in the video game are only really effective for when you're doing like long treks, but in the Pokemon anime, they never really do.
And
that.
also, they don't potion while in a battle. They always potion like outside. Like you always see someone spraying on like a hurt Pokemon. It's never during a battle.
That's actually
It kinda-
also true. I wonder if that changed over time.
It does kind of ruin the pace if they're like in the anime having pitch come and was like, wait, hold on, and then runs over and sprays them.
Pause. Time out.
Especially since within the mechanics of the world, that means that Pokemon would then just get their shit kicked in again, right? Because that would be your turn.
So much violence.
That is actually kind of interesting to think about, because I know that there are definitely scenes from the anime where a Pokemon like eats a berry, because I remember that was like a big thing where like I want to say like Ash brought like a fire type Pokemon to a grass type trainer and he burned them like, you know, with whatever, and then the Pokemon ate the berry that gets rid of the burn status. I think it's Rost. And it's like, oh, that was like kind of neat that they showed that in the anime, actually.
Well, that's the thing, because they can hold the right items during battle, right? So I feel like that makes. I mean, some of them have like pockets. The Pokemon have pockets, but like.
Thinking of like a Genghis
Besides those
Khan that
Pokemon,
has like a
little-
bunch of citrus berries in the pocket.
Yeah.
you go to beat up a wild a wild
Genghis
Khan that just so happens to be next to a citrus berry orchard, and it's like, dude, this thing won't die. Please,
That would be really fun.
I have to use a timer ball. I guess as like this has like nothing to do with anything else, but I wanted to point out that or like just a little thing I learned from a post the other day. That did you know that in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, there was a Moon Ball, where the idea was that the original intent for the Moon Ball was that it would have a higher catch rate on Pokemon that would evolve from Moonstones, like Clefairy and stuff like that. But they programmed it wrong. So instead of it being Pokemon that evolved from Moonstones, it's Pokemon that evolved from Burnheal, which is literally none. So it's just a Pokeball that costs 4 times as much. It's really funny.
There's yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that was Apollo Justice.
yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep this cadence because I know that sometimes the pacing of cases is different. But I'm really happy with like how the last one stopped with a to be continued, and this one's stopping with like a hey, we just finished. So I'm really looking forward to keeping that cadence going if we can. But anywho,
I will sadly say that I was mistaken. There's a moment of really, really crappy 3D animation, but it's in the next case, not this one. I'm really excited.
Okay.
That's
Well,
fair.
we will
All
be
right.
waiting for it.
Good night, everybody. I will see.
All right, good night,
I will see
everyone.
y'all next week. Saba, when are we? It's 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be early from.
Okay, and we'll do like a one-off of Octopia. Got it. All right.
Yes.
Good night, everybody. Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.